And so first off, before we start this video, I would like to say thank you for 5,000 subscribers. Even though we're at 4,994 as of the recording of this video, I'm sure I'll hit 5,000 by the time I post this. That's a pretty big number, and there's pretty big things coming. I'll be making a future video to really say thank you and whatever, and give a few of my plans away that I have for stuff that's coming up soon. But for now, this is your 5,000 subscribers gift. It's not that crazy, but it's a pretty neat car. So anyways, thank you all so much for 5,000, and enjoy watching the video of the 2005 Saturn Vue Redline. Back in the early 1990s when Saturn was first introduced, they were known for making small, economical vehicles, nothing really luxurious or really sporty. But if you fast forward to the 2000s, things kind of changed. And today let's have a look at one of the more unique cars to come out of Saturn in the 2000s. This is a 2005 Saturn Vue Redline.
And of course I have to give a big shout out to Charlie's Pre-Owned Auto Sales here in Arnold, Missouri for allowing me to film it. You can check out the rest of his inventory in the description below.
The key is really nothing special, you just have a regular key, and then a key fob with a few buttons. And this Redline is finished in a silver exterior with a black pinstripe, leading into a gray leather interior. If this car's got anything, it's actually got pretty unique styling compared to its rivals, as I'll show off in this video. The door panels are extremely simple and also fairly flat. You have a power lock button up top, with a speaker down below, and a little bit of storage. Power driver's side seat. This Vue has 143,000 miles on it and actually is in pretty good condition. And let's fire it up. And so we'll shut the door and check out the rest of the interior. As I mentioned, the Vue does have very different styling aspects compared to its competition back in 2005. Nice 3-spoke steering wheel with your cruise control down below. Headlight controls here on the left stalk, and windshield wipers over here on the right stalk. Very easy to read white face gauges. There's a few vents, your hazard button, a little plate that says Vue, fog light controls, and your radio down below that. Swivel output radio with a 6 CD changer. Not really too much crazy with it. Climate control down below that. Mirror controls, heated seats, and your shifter with the window controls around it. Along with the Honda V6, all Vue Redlines came with a 5-speed automatic transmission. Cup holders way down below with the e-brake. And a little bit of storage here. Rearview mirror with OnStar. Power dimming. As well as a couple lights up here. And your sunroof controls. Visor with a mirror. And so let's shut it off. And we'll check out the outside. The Saturn Vue was first introduced for the 2002 model year, and the first generation, as you see here, ran all the way up until 2007. In 2004, the high performance model, even though it wasn't really a performance model, of the Vue called the Redline was introduced. And while it only used the V6 and the automatic transmission of the normal Vue, it featured better suspension, a much different stance, as well as a body kit. And of course it had pretty much every option you could have on a Vue. One thing I find really interesting about the Vue is the fact that, similar to the rest of the Saturns that came out prior, the Vue was its own platform and own car. It wasn't just a rebadged version of a Chevy or a Pontiac or whatever. The first Saturn that was just rebadged was the Relay, which was the same as the Uplander minivan pretty much. And of course the best thing about the Vue being its own vehicle was that its styling was much different from everything else, as I mentioned before in this video. You could definitely tell it was still a Saturn with its long headlights, as well as this very boxy styling for the early 2000s, but the body itself was a pretty interesting shape as well, and the Redline body kit only made it more unique. The full list of changes for the Vue Redline over the base model is as follows. You get 18-inch alloy wheels, ground effects, unique rocker panel trim, a chrome exhaust tip, sportier suspension, which had also been lowered by an inch, as well as the little Redline badges all around the car. And of course you won't see any door dings on this Vue because it's still using the plastic body panels that Saturn kind of invented in the 90s with their original cars, so everything looks pretty much as good as it did out of the factory. And so let's check out the passenger side. So the seat over here on the passenger side is manual. You do get a glove box down below. And the back seat. You actually get a decent amount of space back here. Not half bad. And there's really not all too much back here, besides a little power outlet and some cup holders down below. And we'll pop the hatch. There's actually a good amount of space back here, and you can flip the back seat down if you'd like. And so let's pop the hood. As I mentioned beforehand, this Vue does have the V6, because it is the Redline, and all Redlines came with the V6, which is a Honda Source 3.5 liter that makes about 250 horsepower. It's definitely not what I would consider a performance engine, but especially with the all-wheel drive system, it's no slouch. And so thank you all so much for watching this video of the 2005 Saturn Vue Redline. Be sure to check out Charlie's info in the description below. And if you have any comments, questions, or concern, leave them in the comment section below. But for now, I am out of here. See ya.